Hello everybody, welcome to the Magic Onions blog. Today I'm going to show you how to make these gorgeous clay toadstools. I use sculpey clay and some twigs, and they have a wonderful rustic and enchanting look. They are perfect for a fairy garden, and I'm sure they will entice fairies. So what we need is white sculpey clay, we need red acrylic paint, white acrylic paint, twigs for the stems of the toadstools, a Q-tip, and a toothpick to make the white dots. We're going to start by rolling the sculpey into a ball. Once the sculpey is in a nice ball, then we're going to gently pinch it with our thumbs, applying pressure to the underside to make the toadstool cap. You'll see that it evens out really nicely, it's nice and rounded, and it makes a perfect cap. Once our toadstool cap is ready, we are going to score the underside of the toadstool to make the gorgeous toadstool gills. To me, this is one of the most enchanting things about mushrooms and toadstools, are these lovely fan-like gills underneath the toadstool. I am using a special scoring tool, but you can use anything that's sharp. A knife will be fine, a toothpick is fine, even a sharp twig if you can't find anything else. I use sculpey clay in my fairy gardens a lot. I make lots of cute little enchanting things to entice fairies, and as long as you bake it for the right amount of time at the right temperature and you paint it and cover it with polyurethane, your sculpey clay things should last a long time. And of course get lots of fairies to come to your garden, which is what we all want. Alright, so once the gills are made, we're going to gently clean up the outside of the toadstool. We don't want these little white lines showing in the finished thing, so just with your thumb gently smooth them all the way around. Once this is done, then we are going to lay the toadstool cap in our hand and insert firmly the stem. Now your toadstool is ready for baking. You can either bake it with the stem in it, or you can take the stem out, bake the toadstool cap, and then stick it with super glue later. Bake it in a cool oven, 200 degrees Fahrenheit, for 10 minutes. Now it's time to paint. With your red acrylic paint, I use probably 2 or 3 coats. Evenly painted, you don't want any of the white sculpey showing underneath. Be a little bit careful not to get red paint in the gills. Alright, now it's time to make the white dots. I dip the Q-tip in the white paint and then I dip it on top of the toadstool. Then it's time for the smaller dots. I use a toothpick for this. I really like the random look, so try not to be too uniform in where you place the dots. And there you go, your beautiful toadstools are ready to be put in your fairy garden and enjoyed by everybody, including fairies. Thank you for joining me. I hope you make beautiful toadstools.